Here's a project that I did, and I know a lot of you see all of these three-dimensional drawings that I do, and some people are wondering, hey, let's see some of his projects like everybody else. And so here you go. Here it is, a slideshow. And I am putting together a playlist of some of the projects that I've done lately and some of the projects I've done in the past. And I will try and put a link here, and of course a link at the website to those videos. So if somehow I forget to put the link in, leave a comment and I will find it and put it in there. So let's go ahead and get started. We are working with a bathroom. It's 5 foot wide, and I think this one here is about 7 foot overall. I don't think we have much more than 5 feet in here, but I'm just guessing. This could be an 8-foot bathroom with a 29-inch tub. We got the toilet flange here, bathtub, and let's take a view from the other side. Toilet flange, and then I just took some thin set and filled in some of the holes that were a little larger. You might or might not need to do this. Your thin set can probably fill some of these holes. And the door, we can see I have the door off. Usually nice to take the door off when you're tiling. To get around here, it could be a pain in the butt. So another suggestion there. And this is kind of what I was showing you in the video. You can lay out a few pieces. And you can see here, I like to have the full pieces here, and the ones that cut are going to go up against the wall. It's going to be behind the cabinet. And I am going to go underneath the cabinet on this one. I'll leave that up to you whether that's something you want to do. And it's always nice to have the toilet pulled off when you're tiling to go underneath the toilet. I have actually seen people go around the toilet, and it usually doesn't look that nice. Or you're one heck of a tile setter when you do something like that. So take a look at a couple more pictures. Now, I didn't take any pictures out. I'm just going to show you all the pictures. You never know when someone's going to need a picture. And I'm going to actually lay all the tile pieces out here. I turned this one over just to, give myself an idea that this one here is the one that's going to need to cut. Kind of go through it here a little faster. There's the thin set. And I just set these out. With these tiles, these things are a nightmare. These, it's a stone, some type of a stone or something. And we have it throughout the house, and they are just, they're uneven, they're not the same size. So it's not a bad idea to do something like this with your main pieces. The main pieces that people are going to be walking on. Check them to see if they're kind of the same size. I have a couple of pieces that are lower, and or the other one's higher, and it's not a trip hazard, but it would have been nicer to have, have it laid out like this before, and figure out exactly what pieces go where. If you have thicker pieces, maybe they can go over here under the cabinet, something like that. But you're not going to want them in this area here. You're going to want that area to be as flat as possible. Nice. We're just going to have one cut around the toilet flange. That's nice. And then I simply stacked them up in the order that I'm going to use them. This piece will be the first one over here. This one here will be the first one over here. And then the piece underneath that will be this piece here. And then the third piece from the top will be the third one. I'm going to work my way that way. And then they're just stacked up on top of here. So you can see where I'm going to have to move these before I get, I can tile a few pieces here and then take these and set them on top of these. That won't be a big deal. Maybe you'll see some of that here in a second. So there it is. I'm kind of ready to get going. So I could always tile this area here. And then if I have the one left over that's going to go here, I can just take that one and set it on top of these and then finish tiling the rest of it there. So there I've already set a couple of pieces. A few more. So these pieces are going to need to be cut, and I'm going to cut these as I go. I like putting the thin set down, or my adhesive. I like putting it down and then cutting it as I go. If you're going to cut these pieces later, you're not going to want to put the thin set down. because these tiles are probably going to have to dry. They're going to have to be dry so you can walk on them to actually cut these. So if you want to finish this job in one day, you're probably going to have to cut the tiles as you go and work your way towards the door opening, or however you're getting into the bathroom. Usually it's a door opening. I think we're safe to say there. Cut the pieces. Everything's looking pretty good. And another view of it there, just kind of working our way towards the door, like I said. And so this section's finished. Just another view of it there. Another view. Like I said, I didn't take any pictures out here. And here you can see where I got a little chip out of this one. Not too worried about it because I'm going to have the wood trim up against the wall. Hopefully it'll cover that. And another view here, coming to the toilet. And you have to cut a piece around there. So everything's looking pretty good. And you can see here where some of these aren't lining up. This is going underneath the cabinet, and I would imagine the cabinet's going to stop about here. And some of these, they're just not square. They are just not square, and like I said, you pre-lay these things out, and you're also going to you're going to want to check them to see how square they are. And some of them, the ones that aren't as square, you can simply use them, shove them over to the wall if you can, or use them in the areas where the pieces need to be cut. And I like to kind of flatten this out here if I do it with the grout or with the thin set, but I like to have this as a flat area. Otherwise it could be an area where water can, if any water gets past the wax ring around the toilet flange here, it can actually leak and then run underneath your tiles. And I doubt if it's going to go very far, but I just don't want it there. So I'll try and get this area as flat as I can when it's done, and then that way the water it might be able to fall behind a crack somewhere, but it's not going to be able to pool up in an area there at least. Next piece of tile, and again I'm working my way towards the door here. This section is going to be or needed to be done before this area here. So if I tile this area here, how would I get to this one here? So a little bit of thinking and planning goes a long way here. So you can see here I've got this section. Now I can come over here and finish this one. Looking good. Working our way out of the bathroom. A few more pieces to cut. There we are. So the door is going to close, and you can see here where I have a line coming here, and it's going to be just back a little bit. I could always stop it in the center. I wouldn't have wanted to have stopped it here probably, but somewhere I could have came back a little further, and I don't know why I did that. I think the pieces of the wood that I have are long enough, but that might have been the reasoning why I did stop it right here. Again, that's kind of a personal preference. If you want it, you can stop it wherever you want to. And it doesn't look like it. You can see how wide these boards are here. They're plenty wide. I could have stopped it over there. So who knows? Maybe I cut these tiles into thirds. 1/3 of one tile gave me all three of these, because they do look like they're the same, and that's probably what happened. So this is probably after I'm done, after it's dried, if I'm walking on it, starting to grout it here. And I've learned that you can use these little plastic bags. Just grab a Ziploc, cut the tip off of it, fill it with your grout, and kind of just fill the holes. It really seems to work a lot better. There's a view of the grout. The little hole that I have cut there, you have to cut it. I've actually made these before and I couldn't get the grout out, and I just kind of went, forget it, I'm just going to go back the other way. So the grout might need to be mixed a little thinner. The hole might need to be cut a little larger, and the bag that you use might need to be a little stronger in some cases. So keep that in mind. Some plastic bags or smaller Ziplocs might just explode and come apart. So after I filled everything, now I can go back to cleaning it. So you can see here where I haven't filled this area in here yet. I don't know why I haven't done that. And here we've wiped everything down. Still haven't filled that area in there. Starting to look good. Another view of it. And you could always do it in smaller areas. You know, you could always do a few tiles at a time. You know, whatever you feel comfortable doing here. Okay, starting to get some extra stuff in here. View of this here. And I like to fill the grout solid here. Again, it's a water thing. You know, bathroom, you're going to get water in your bathroom. Someone's going to be cleaning it. The toilet's going to overfill. Someone's going to get out of the shower, the bathtub, or splash water out. And the water, if this isn't sealed here, it's going to go in here and, you know, get under the wood. It could seep into the next room. If you got carpeting, you know, on the other side of this wall, we have a dresser. And, you know, if the water was to get underneath here and remain under there for a certain amount of time, when would we ever know? You know, when we move the dresser and find a big spot of mold there, you know, so not a bad idea to fill these areas here, you know, any areas that you think are going to be a problem with water. And, of course, in a bathroom, that's a no-brainer, let's face it. And there it is. You can see I filled the area in here. And starting to look a little better. And looking pretty good there. Got this nice around here. And you can cut and fill these with pieces fine. You know, not a bad idea. And I will leave it up to you which idea you choose. You want to cut that thing all the way around here and make it look nice, go for it. I don't know if it'll make a difference once the toilet is on, but hey, some perfectionists out there have got to do it, and I understand that. So this is the last picture. The floor turned out nice, and hope it helps. I hope it gives you some ideas, some confidence to install the flooring yourself if you want to. If it sounds a little too complicated, then you could always watch some more videos. There are plenty of videos on YouTube. They are just getting unreal, all the videos that are on there. When I first started, I think in 2008 or 2010, I forget what it was. I want to say 2010. Started with my first videos, and there wasn't a lot of competition on there. I've got to say now there's a lot of competition. So anyway, hope you appreciate it. If you do, give us a shout out. Let us know you like the videos, or if you have a favorite, post on, give us a comment on there. And don't forget to hit the old thumbs up button. That is always sincerely appreciated.